good. Hold on. Just trying to go live. Alright. Today is June 14th, 2018. Today is a motivational Thursday. I am here with my daughter, Gracie Ann. She's going to be helping me today. I'm sorry I took a hiatus for a little bit to get some stuff done. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody is having an outstanding day. What I'd like to talk about today, go with everybody, is, you know, the reasons in life why we matter. And I was thinking about something the other day about how we judge everybody. How we also get into a consistent pattern with different things. How we actually deprogram ourselves and then program ourselves to do the wrong thing, the wrong actions. Okay? And I was listening to some Joel Osteen, and I was listening to a couple other people, and they were talking about how we form to our surroundings. We form to the cage that we're in every day. So whenever I talk to people about thinking outside the box, to do things outside your circle, there's a reason why I use those metaphors. The reason why is because when you need to get outside your box is actually a prison. You get so used doing the same old every day that you develop a pattern, you develop habits, and a lot of times those are bad habits. Kind of like some of the people we get around. We get around them not because we like them. I mean, that's not relevant. It's we get around them because we're used to getting around them. We drink the alcohol because we get used to drinking alcohol. We smoke the cigarette because we've programmed ourselves to think that it's helping us. There's a lot of people, they do drugs and they think they need that drug when in fact they don't. It's only killing them. It's not making them better. He was talking about, you know, different fish they put into cages and they have a glass barrier separating them, and if you keep that, you know, the fish in there and you pull the barrier out, they no longer try to attack each other. Why? Because they've been programmed not to attack each other. Now, I was thinking the other day that in life we are like a racing team. I'm talking about an actual NASCAR, whatever type of racing team. Not a sports team, because it's kind of hard to do the analogy for it. But in a race team, you need a pit crew, you need the drivers, you need the trainers, you know, you need to make sure, you know, you got to have the designers, you have to have the logos. You know, the whole thing about it is there's this big push that you need everywhere, from a driver, the guys that change the tires, to the person that puts the fuel into the car. All these different things in order to make life better, in order to drive your race car. The thing about it is, I've been watching, and I watch our space programs, I watch all these other countries, and then I watch how people, they're so negative on each other, they're so derogatory. And then I see really great businessmen, and I watch people that aren't in the business, but they think they can get stuff done by controlling people, or they judge people, or, you know, they look at a person's name, they look at a person's age, their sex, their creed, their culture. You know, they look at all these different things, and they do not let them on their racing team. Almost 90% of everybody out there, and I see these racing teams going on, they're thinking they're winning a race. They're thinking they're in the middle of the race and they're winning. The problem is, they're not even at the starting line yet. They have not gotten out of the pits because of two reasons. That person you're judging, that person that you're being negative about, that person that you're making fun of, that person that you think can't do anything because they're a woman, or because they're a man, or because of a religion they are, or because... The thing about it is, that's your driver. That's the person that's going to actually drive your car, or that's the person that's going to make your fuel. And when I say make your fuel, it's so you can go faster. Problem is, you refuse to look at any of these people because they're a different social group than you. They're a different color than you. They're a different age than you. They're a different sex than you. And you don't even know that everybody's looking at you like, so... You bought all this expensive stuff for the car, you got all this money put into it, yet you have no driver. You have nobody that knows how to drive this car because you refuse to let people in because of a different race, creed, culture, sexuality, because they're gay, straight, bisexual, because they're a Catholic, Christian, Muslim, Islam, Buddhist, and you're refusing to let them drive the car or put fuel in the car, all because you have a belief system that is warped. Your belief system has been taught to tell you they can't do it because of who they are. When in fact, the very person you need is that person. That person you won't even give the time of day to. You won't talk to. They're in a different social class than you. You won't give the time of day to. Why? Because you've been trained to not even talk, listen, or even let any kind of communication come into your head from anybody in that social class. So, your race car has not even left the pits yet. You've got the best wheel changers. You've got the best sponsors. You've got the best team there is, except you're missing the key. But let me ask you this. Maybe you have a driver. Maybe you have the person to put the gas in. But what about the person that changes the tires? If you don't have somebody to put tires on that car, guess what? And I promise you this. This is the thing about life. This is the thing about teamwork. This is the thing about getting things done the right way the first time. Not one person can do everything at the same time. And I know people argue with me because that's their argument. That's their misconception. That's their belief system. Hey, by the way, I can do this because I can not only drive the car, but I can change the tires at the same time and I can put fuel. No, you can't. You know what makes a fast race car? The driver's in already ready. They're already prepped. The guys on the wheels, they're putting the wheels on while the fuel's going in at the exact same time. One person cannot operate a car. Fact. One person can drive a car, but to operate the team that makes the car win races, to makes the car get out of the pits and onto the starting line to go forward. Okay, look at people like Danica Patrick and stuff like that have, or Richard Petty, all these people, they're great because of their teams were great. So if you're out there making any kind of judgment call on somebody, remember this. That person you're making fun of, that person you're bullying, that person that you think you'll never need is the very person you need. It is the very person that is going to make the difference between you winning and you losing. You going forward, you going up. You don't have to have the same belief system as them. You just have to let them on the team you need to learn about them. So if you have a great team where everybody works in unison, that's what I like about the United States Marine Corps that I was in the most time. We had people from every faith, every sexuality. Now, granted, I was in an infantry unit, so we didn't serve with very many women, but everybody I served with flat out said, look, if they can carry their own, they don't care. Because when you're in combat, when you're in war, when you've got to get a job done, you don't care who's on your team as long as everybody's working for one objective, one goal, one mission. Knowing that if you do not accomplish that one mission, all of you die. All of you will not come out alive. If you judge one person, if you go attack one person, you're not coming out alive. So you do not have that advantage opportunity to judge people. You have to work with what you got. If you do not work with it, you're not going to accomplish anything. And that's what people need to understand in life. Not only do each and every person have a place on the team, not only does each and every one of you matter, not only are you needing to push forward in life by accepting everybody for who they are and just learning to accept people, but you also have to learn that it doesn't matter what side of the tracks they come from. It doesn't matter if they say grass is greener on the other side. You know what? Then you need to start improving yourself by improving the friendships around you, by letting people in you normally wouldn't let in, by accepting those that have had problems before in the past. You need to start being forgiving. You need to start living your life. Every time you judge somebody, that is not living. That's actually hurting you. That is what you need to teach your kids. Everybody always asks me growing up, how come I don't have a preference on a person's race or color or creed or sexuality? And I thought really, really hard about my own life and how I was raised. I thought about the different people I went to church with, the different people I served in the military with. I thought about everybody I went to college with and I went to high school with and grade school. And as kids, we're taught that every single child's the same. So growing up, and when people are sick and hurting, you don't care as long as you have friends that help you through it. And you don't care who those people are. As long as they love you and you love them and you're helping each other, it's all about, getting the objective accomplished. And in my life, dealing with death, dealing with different facets of life, you know, wrestling, track and field, martial arts, swimming, being a lifeguard, to have a team, you know, in the Marine Corps, the platoon, the squads, the fire teams. Some of you will understand some of these analogies I'm giving, but these are things that I went through, that I got to see, that, you know, when I get in front of my belief system, I've adapted my belief system to understand that every single person is created equal. There's no difference between a color of a skin, a nationality, sex, or religion. You know, I'm taught to love everybody and lead by example. That's what leaders do. Every one of us, when we think, oh, I'm not a leader, no, we all need to be a leader. We need to lead by example. You can't tell somebody what to do if you yourself are not doing it. The thing about our life and our world is those people that say, do as I say, not as I do, they're not leaders. They're not even part of the team. All they're doing is trying to control people so they don't have to do something, thinking, and that's a lazy mindset. In life, you have to accept people, and eventually you grow to love them. Eventually you grow to need one of their skills or one of their assets. Why? Because you learn to work together. You learn what's important. You learn who's important, why they're important, what's the next step in life. That is motivation. When you have a team that's running efficiently, when you have like a men's volleyball, women's volleyball team, when you have co-ed teams and they're out there winning, you're asking why. It's not just one person. We always put our sights around one person. It's not. It's the factor of the team. Everybody's bringing something to the field. You know, being in the Marine Corps, you know, you had your fire team leaders, you had your saw gunners, you had your, you know, you had people, you had your scouts, you have all these different aspects in order for a mission to go right. You know, all the way from the intel, all the way up to who's taking care of the weapons, to the clothing on your back. Everybody has a key factor. Everybody has a key component in the mission. And in life should be the same way. You want to be happy? Then you need to make sure your team's happy. You need to make sure that what you're doing is positive for everybody and all those around you. Why? Because the team is what's important. You're not important without that team. And I see all these people that are patting people on the back, like these basketball players, and they think they won it all on their own, or these baseball players, they think they did it on their own. No. If you don't have a team out there, I guarantee you, you have nobody to guard. You have nobody to block for you. You have, you know, on a football team, you know, you have your tight end, you have your forwards, you have, you know, you have all these different people that make up the team. Yeah, sure, somebody can throw a good spiral. Yeah, sure, somebody can make a lot of baskets. Yeah, somebody can dunk the ball very good. Yeah, sure, somebody is good with controlling the puck or controlling the soccer ball. But it takes a team to keep everybody away from you, to basically get you open shots. You know, without the key factors of all this, you would never win. And that person would never become famous. So I know we all have our key players, but guess what? Everybody on the team has an equal part. Families are the same way, whether they're families that are together or families that are not. To raise a child, everybody has to look at that and move forward. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know, each and every one of you matters. If you want to get happy in life, start communicating with people. Start becoming a team player. Start finding out people's strengths and start playing on those strengths, because each and every one of you matters. Each and every one of you deserves better in life. And the only way to deserve better in life is starting with you. Telling yourself every day you're not going to be that person that listens to all the fake stuff in life, the fake news, the fake religions, the fake bureaucracies, you know. You need to have a mind of your own and not be a lemming. You don't want to follow every single Pied Piper that's playing a good tune. You need to step outside the crowd, and you need to become that leader. Take the bull by the horns. You need to freaking go out there, get your life in order, get stuff done, and be better today than who you were yesterday. Every day matters. Get on the team. Tell your kids you love them. Give people a hug. Give people kisses. Shake their hand. Be sociable. If you are anti-sociable, then if you're an introvert compared to an extrovert, it doesn't matter. You won't go anywhere in life unless you learn to get outside of your prison. To get outside that jail cell, that box, that circle that you're using right now. The only way you're going to get anywhere in life is becoming a better person today than who you were yesterday. How do you do that? Say please, say thank you, be a man of your word, be a woman of your word. Be a person that keeps their commitments, that keeps their role in life. Go out and do things and ask nothing in return. Go out and do nice things for people and they never expect anything at all anymore. But most of all, love yourself. Love each other. Have a great day. My name is Jeffrey Jansen. This is my 15-minute minute, and I will talk with everybody later. God bless.